Why would someone leave a $15 million mansion in California, buy a new estate in the UK, and move across the ocean 3 months before the biggest Epstein document dump in history? That is not something random. That is someone who knew what was coming. And the late-night hosts who should be asking that question out loud, they are pretending this story does not.
There are rumors out there saying that Ellen DeGeneres' girlfriend and Hatchin consumed her. What are the links that people are making between Ellen DeGeneres, Pepsi? The real story here is not just Ellen's name in a document. The real story is why the most powerful voices in late-night television are acting like this story does not exist. Think about it. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, these guys make jokes about everything, every scandal, every controversy, every public meltdown. But on Ellen and Epstein, nothing. Complete dead air. In this video, you will see exactly what is in those files that has people talking. You will find out why late-night hosts are staying quiet and what that silence really means. You will hear from the one host who is no longer afraid to say it out loud. And by the end, you will understand the system that has been protecting powerful people in Hollywood for a very long time. Stick around, because by the time we get to what Conan O'Brien quietly revealed, you will never look at late-night TV the same way again. Now, before we get into this video, note that I'm not going to go much into who is Epstein and what he did, as already many people watching this video already know it. So, let's focus on only the things that matters in the case. Anyway, for almost 20 years, Ellen DeGeneres was the face of daytime TV. 30 Emmys presidents appeared on her show. She danced with Michelle Obama. She was completely untouchable. Then, in 2020, something cracked. BuzzFeed published stories from 36 former employees who described her show as a toxic and abusive place to work. The stories were bad. Really bad. Ratings collapsed, and in May 2022, the show ended. I called her out. I was like, Ellen's not that nice. This was after you went on the show. After I went on the show, what was it like meeting Ellen? And is she a good person? Let's just all go back to 2017, where I was the first person to call Ellen out before anyone else. You called her out? Yeah. What do you mean? I called her out. I was like, Ellen's not that nice. This was after you went on the show. After I went on the show and the world blew up about it, and was like so mad at me about it. And then someone else said it, and then it was like, oh my God, Ellen's not nice. Oh, okay. Why do you say she's not nice? I can't explain it. It was just really weird. I ran into her like backstage. It was like an awkward thing, and like the producers were really scared. I was like, what's going on? They were like, that was not supposed to happen. We're going to get in trouble. It was like so weird. She was like, hey. It was like I was like, oh, hi. Like I was like, I'm so excited. In a second. If you're watching because you love me, thank you. If you're watching because you don't love me, welcome. Then in October 2024, just 3 months before the Epstein files dropped, Ellen quietly packed up and moved to the UK. She bought a $15 million estate in a place called the Cotswolds, and she just stayed there. That timing is what kicked everything off. What is actually in the files? All right, let's get into it. What do the files actually say? Ellen DeGeneres' name is in the Epstein documents. That is a fact. You can go to the DOJ Epstein library right now and search for yourself. Her name is there. Now here's where it gets weird. Inside those files, the word cannibal appears 52 times. The word cannibalism appears 6 times, and the word pizza appears over 900 times. Investigators who reviewed the files say these were not random food references. They believe they were code words. Lawmakers who read the unedited files described the language as disturbing and confusing. Phrases like pizza and grape soda and beef jerky kept showing up in emails in ways that made absolutely no sense as actual food talk. One congresswoman, Anna Paulina Luna, said openly that some of these words were clearly not about food. Now, mainstream media jumped in fast. Fact checkers said Ellen is only mentioned in news clippings. They said there is no criminal connection. They said move on. Nothing to see here. But here's what they cannot explain. Why is her name in those files at all? Why did she leave the country 3 months before the drop? And why are the same people who told us the laptop story was fake now telling us to just trust them on this? It is true that DeGeneres' name reportedly appears among more than 300 high-profile individuals referenced in the broader Epstein document index. However, appearance in investigative materials does not equal wrongdoing. Many names included in the files appear in third-party communications, interviews, flight logs, or peripheral documentation without any allegations of criminal conduct. Other well-known figures referenced in the broader index reportedly include Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, James Comey, and Oprah Winfrey, among many others. Being mentioned in records does not imply criminal activity, and as of now, there is absolutely no credible evidence supporting the viral claim that Ellen DeGeneres engaged in cannibalism. You do not have to believe the worst. You just have to ask the question. The whistleblower audio that changed everything. Then in February 2026, just weeks after the files dropped, a viral audio clip started going everywhere. A supposed whistleblower making very graphic claims about Ellen, naming names, describing events in detail. The clip racked up millions of views on X, TikTok, and Threads almost overnight. Then the fact-checkers arrived. PolitiFact called it pants on fire. Snopes said it was AI-generated. For different analysts tested it with 83 deep fake detection tools. Their conclusion, it was probably artificial intelligence. Not definitely, probably. But here's the thing. Whether that audio is real or fake, it does not actually change the story. Because millions of people heard it and they believed it. Not because they are stupid, but because it confirmed what they already suspected, that Ellen's nice TV persona was always hiding something. And here is an uncomfortable question no one in mainstream media wants to ask. If it is so easy to create fake audio that sounds this convincing, how do you discredit a real whistleblower when they eventually come forward? Simple. You flood the zone with a fake one first. So when the real one shows up, everyone just says, "Oh, that's another deep fake." Move on. Think about that for a second. The wall of silence from late night. Now, let's talk about the part that I personally find the most interesting. The late night hosts. For decades, these people have been the gatekeepers of what is okay to joke about in Hollywood. Kimmel, Fallon, Colbert, Seth Meyers. They have roasted politicians, CEOs, athletes, and celebrities. They made jokes about R. Kelly. They joked about Harvey Weinstein. They even piled on Ellen during her toxic workplace scandal in 2020. But Ellen and Epstein, nothing. The story has been trending for weeks. Millions of people are talking about it. And on late-night TV, not a single joke. Not even a passing reference. And I want you to think about why. It is not because they do not know about the story. Everyone knows about it. It is because they are corporate employees. NBC, ABC, CBS. These networks are terrified of lawsuits, terrified of losing advertisers, terrified of being accused of spreading misinformation. But there is something else going on too. Access. If you are Jimmy Kimmel and you make a joke about Ellen tonight, you are not just risking a lawsuit. You are risking your entire relationship with her Hollywood circle. And in this industry, access to big names is everything. No celebrities, no show, no contract. That is how Hollywood works. It is a club, and if you break the rules of the club, you get kicked out. Conan O'Brien accidentally confirms everything. And then there is Conan O'Brien, the one guy who actually said something. And what he said, even though it was not directly about Ellen, is honestly the most revealing thing to come out of all of this. Here's the backstory. Conan left TBS back in 2021. He walked away from the network system completely. These days he has a podcast and a travel show on Max. He does not need advertiser approval. He does not need a network to renew his contract. He is free. Conan explains why he didn't hang out with the other late-night hosts. There was this era where all the late-night hosts, we didn't call each other up. We didn't talk to each other. There were very few of us, and everyone had their little thief, and we were constantly peering over our stone walls at each other. You know what I find weird about that? You're not allowed to talk on your interview. It's the opposite of stand-up comedy. Alan Heiss said this wonderful thing to me. He's an older guy. I was in Mad Men. You might have seen him. Gray-haired. Of course, Alan Havey, very funny man. Incredible. But he said this thing to me about comedy. He said, "We're out for ourselves, but in it together. You escape competition through authenticity. No one else can beat you at being you." And it strikes me that the late-night hosts were all the same. And they just couldn't see that. No one had told them, "Oh, you can all be friends. There's nothing you can do Letterman can do, and Jay Leno can't do what you do." And it was such a different skill set, but no one told you that. You could all be friends. You could have gone out for drinks every night. It wouldn't have happened. The personalities were not such that people would be going out for drinks together. It was a different time, and I won't get into specifics, but it wasn't going to happen. In September 2025, when Jimmy Kimmel got suspended and Stephen Colbert's show got canceled, Conan posted on Instagram. He said, and I am paraphrasing here, that the silencing of late-night hosts for criticizing the current administration should disturb everyone left, right, and center. He said it is wrong, and anyone with a conscience knows it is wrong. Now, on the surface, that sounds like a noble stand for free speech. And maybe it is, but read between the lines. He just confirmed that late-night hosts are being silenced. He confirmed that there are things they are not allowed to say. He admitted that censorship is happening behind the scenes. And if hosts are being silenced about criticizing politicians, what else are they being told not to touch? Who else are the networks protecting? Because networks do not just protect governments. They protect advertisers. They protect donors. They protect powerful people who could destroy them with a single lawsuit. People like Ellen DeGeneres. People with connections. People with very expensive lawyers. Ellen's timeline and the move that said it all. Okay, let's connect the dots on Ellen's own story. Because when you lay it all out together, it paints a picture. Behind the scenes, people in Hollywood had known Ellen was difficult for years. Staff knew, producers knew, other celebrities knew. Former staff described what they called the Ellen gaze. When she was upset, her eyes would narrow and her cheekbones would tighten. One person compared it to a queen deciding who gets executed next. That is how intimidating she apparently was behind closed doors. I think I know the answer to this. The worst place you worked. Oh, Ellen DeGeneres. Obviously, you were early on the "this place is toxic." First day of work, not making this up because there was already about 5 writers there when I got hired. I walk into her office, which was the writer's room. It was like a loungy kind of writer's room. And I walk in and I'm standing in the middle of the floor and she goes, "Oh, we got the new writer. Let's take a look at you." Okay, turn around. And I was my first thought of like, oh, this is going to be that. This is going to be me as the guy. I was the only guy on. Decades. And everyone stayed quiet until they could not anymore. R. Kelly. Everyone knew. Everyone stayed quiet until they could not anymore. Diddy. Everyone knew. Everyone stayed quiet until they could not anymore. And now with Ellen and Epstein, how long until the dam breaks on this one? So now I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Do you think the late night hosts know more than they are letting on? I read every single comment. Drop your thoughts down below. If you want to keep following this story as more files get released, make sure you are subscribed. There is a lot more coming on this. See you in the next one.